Hey everybody. Um, I really like talking to you versus sending you emails that you have to read. So thanks for watching me, even though that might be kind of weird. There were some things I talked about last night at rehearsal that I'd like to make sure everybody's aware of. And even if you heard me say this last night, I want to recap because we only talked for 5 minutes. So I want to make sure you hear my heart on some of the things we talked about. First, if you missed the in-ear training last night, I will send the videos shortly so you can hear everything they talked about. They said some really great things that will help you prepare for when you're scheduled again and be ready to come in and do kind of what everybody else got to do last night. And you'll also get some training in the moment when you do come. So just be ready for that and be on the lookout for those videos. Second, we will be moving rehearsal to Thursdays, starting the week of February 12th. So for Sunday, February 18th, rehearsal will be on Thursday, February 15th. If you see my eyes going, I wrote all this down just to make sure I didn't forget anything. Next week, we have guest vocalists coming to sing our closing song for us, Rob and Karen Feathers. It's the start of our marriage series. And it's a duet, and we really wanted a couple, preferably a married couple, to sing it. And I think they're going to be perfect for that. Riverside's going to love seeing them again and having them back next week, and they can only rehearse on Tuesday night. So we're going to stick with Tuesday next week, and then the following week we will start rehearsing on Thursday. So, related to that, here is the biggest thing I want to talk about. I talked about this briefly with everyone last night, and I wanted to say it again with a little more encouragement. Plus, I'd like for you that weren't there to hear it in full. So let me say this first. What we've been doing on Tuesdays has been wonderful. Most of you play weekly, and in that case, you really can't look at another set of music until Sunday morning's over. It's really hard to fit all that in your brain and be working on that much music at once. And even if you don't play weekly, most of the time our charts and our keys and everything's not set until Sunday afternoon at best. Once in a blue moon, I can get that done early, but it doesn't often happen that way. So what you have been doing is phenomenal with basically only a couple of nights to prepare, really only one night, because I know everybody crashes on Sunday and really doesn't have the energy to go home and start learning your next set of music Sunday night. So there's been a lot of grace on Tuesdays, and I've been very, very happy with what everybody's doing. So this is no indictment of what you've done. This is simply an acknowledgement of where we're going. Moving to Thursdays is going to be a big change for us, and it will give us more time to be prepared. And it will actually give us a better opportunity to be excellent. And we often say at PCC that excellence honors God and inspires people. And when I say excellence, excellence does not mean perfection. Excellence means doing the best with what you have. And what we are going to have is more time prior to rehearsal to get ready. Years ago, when all of our PCC rehearsals were on Thursdays, we used to say this. We'd say, practice is what you do at home. Rehearsal is strictly to ensure we're all working together and to solidify the arrangement of the song, which with SongScans now, we already have the arrangement laid out for us ahead of time too, so it shouldn't be so much that either. That's something we can learn ahead of time. But what all that means is, now that we're rehearsing on Thursday, I'd like us to return to that mindset. My expectation is that we will come to rehearsal more prepared, knowing the songs as inside and out as possible, and knowing individual parts so well that you can tell me how they should go. I think there should be enough time for that. Like if you have a solo or something special on your instrument or on your vocal, that you can sit down with that and really listen and really learn it from the track. If a track's hard to hear, all you got to do is let me know, and I'm there. I'll be glad to help you through that ahead of rehearsal so that when we get there, we're on and just playing it together and getting in tune with each other. So, let's see, what else? If we do this, there are going to be a lot of benefits. Number one, we'll still do recordings. I think recordings are helpful, but they won't be as necessary because we're basically going to be learning everything ahead of time. So versus having to listen to what we did and learn that, it should more be in case you did something like Wayne, if you did a special drum beat in a place just because you felt it and you liked it, then you go back and reference that. But it shouldn't. The recordings should no longer be our reference. The actual track prior to rehearsal should be our primary reference for everything. Let's see. Okay, let me be realistic also. Not asking for perfection, and I'm not asking for you to spend all of your evenings dedicated to your music. I realize y'all have lives, and that's just not realistic, and I certainly don't expect that. All I'm saying is, with more time to prep, that you spend more time actually doing that to the point where we'll have a cleaner rehearsal. And here's the exciting part of all that. If we all do this, our rehearsals should get shorter. Our band should become even more skilled and solid. And when our parts are already solid coming in, the things we'll be able to work on at rehearsal will change and we'll become tighter and go to this level that we probably never even knew we could get to. I've seen that happen. I know it will happen for us if we work in this direction. And so there's that. That's what I want to say about Thursday rehearsals and how I'd like us to start moving in that direction. And if this doesn't work, if we end up doing on Thursdays what we did on Tuesdays, it's going to impact Sunday because there's just not as much time between Thursday and Sunday to get ready. If that happens, we'll move back to Tuesdays because ultimately we want a better experience on Sunday. That's part of the reason for moving to Thursdays. So let's see how that works. There's one more thing that I want to tell you and ask of you. And this should be fun and exciting. If you are terrified of this, do your best to not be, because this really should be like a fun journey for our band as a whole. In a couple of weeks, I'll let you know when, I'd like for us to start picking one song. I'll pick the song for us that we will do at rehearsal with no music stands, no music or reliance on anything of any kind. So if you're using sheet music, chord charts, lyrics, listening to music before we start whatever it is, I want us to start getting comfortable just one song a week and just at rehearsal, not doing that. And here's the thing, my only motive in this is for us as a band to explore what it's like to step off that ledge. There's an incredible freedom in knowing your song so well that you can just freely offer it to God as if you are at His feet, blinded by His glory, and all you've got is your gift and your instrument, whatever you're doing to offer Him. There really is. And I speak from a place of sincerity and experience. I think I've told some of you, and it's the absolute truth. I have been there. I relied on charts. I remember having breakdowns over how mechanical it felt to play my keyboard and sing at the same time, plus look at a chart, because that's what I was doing. I felt like a machine because I couldn't let go and just sing and play. And I'm not saying you guys feel that way. You may be very comfortable where you're at. All I'm asking is that we all grow together, get a little uncomfortable, and find another level of comfort that allows us to more freely worship God together. And we're going to do it in the safety of rehearsal. And I don't have an end goal in this. I'm not trying to push you to do this on Sunday. I'm not thinking, in 3 months I'm going to start expecting you to do it on Sunday. My hope is that you enjoy this enough and learn enough about yourself that you automatically feel nudged by God or something in your gut that says, I should try this on Sunday. It's going to be incredible. And that's it. That's all I want us to do. It should be fun. We're a great team already. So I know you're not going to judge each other. I know your hearts. If you're feeling fear about that, there's nobody in those seats on rehearsal nights. We all love each other. If nothing else, we should be able to look at each other and just giggle with each other when we do something great or even when we mess up. It's going to be fun. That's it. Pure fun. And we'll be able to worship God together without people sitting in front of us, which is actually that's a good thing for us, I think, as well as we grow in our spiritual journey. So I'm excited about that. The one last thing I'll say, if any of what I have said makes you grumpy, please come talk to me about it. I don't want any of you unhappy or feeling like you're being pushed into a place you don't want to be. If you're grumpy about any of this at all, let's have an open conversation about it, because I certainly don't want to push you to a place you don't feel like is right for you. So come see me if that's the case. Otherwise, that's it. And thanks for listening to me ramble on. I'll see some of you Sunday and see the rest of you when you're scheduled again. Hope you have a great weekend and talk soon.